Hello everyone, and welcome to my presentation on servant leadership and potential applications in the employment, career development, career advancement, and leadership development for autistic employees, which will be a phenomenological study. This is for research 7014. The date of the presentation is marked as May 5th. I will be submitting it earlier, but the deadline is May 5th nonetheless. So here's the introduction. Autistic and neurodivergent hiring has expanded greatly via neurodiversity hiring initiatives. Research has also expanded since 2014 with multiple books and journal articles written on the subject with special focus on accommodations and ensuring success in the workplace. Now, I have 3 references here. I can assure you there's at least a dozen in the last 3 years. I have quite a few books. Servant leadership was first discussed by Greenleaf, 1970, and Servant as Leader. His theory was that a servant leader would serve his, her, or their followers. The focus on the leader's action rather than his words. The focus on the leader's actions rather than his words, although many such people are eloquent. I'll give you 2 examples. If you're a Christian, Jesus Christ, and then there's, of course, Martin Luther King Jr., very eloquent people. So resilience theory was first discussed by Gormesi in 1974. This theory focuses on how people respond to traumatic events, according to Shine 2015. And this presentation will give insight to all of these and how the combination will form a study and the development of a leadership development program for neurodivergent people run by neurodivergent people. Okay, so here are my purpose statement and research questions, and this is taken from the format proposed by Cresswell. The purpose of this phenomenological study will be to create a leadership development program run by neurodivergent people that will empower employees hired through a neurodiversity hiring initiative to improve their job capabilities and produce a new group of leaders. At this stage, empowerment will generally be defined as giving the employees a sense that they are included, that they deserve role expansion and career development opportunities, and gain a route to leadership roles in the organization. Central questions are, number 1, do organizational leaders value the employees hired through these initiatives as much as neuronormative people hired through conventional methods? 1A, do neurodivergent employees hired through these initiatives see themselves as valued as normative employees? Number 2, do neurodivergent employees advance in their careers the same rate as neuronormative employees in the organization? Number 3, what barriers, if any, keep neurodivergent employees from advancing in their careers or being given career development opportunities? Number 4, can a leadership development program run by neurodivergent people focusing on servant leadership and resilience theory be as effective for neurodivergent employees and organizational leaders alike? And 4A, what are the differences in these mindsets that would cause issues with the program? I think 4A is an interesting question because I think because neurodivergent people think differently, the mindset might be quite different. Okay, so the conceptual framework. This research is built around a phenomenological study that's based on resilience theory. Resilience theory is based on how people respond to traumatic or adversarial events. Although commonly used with quantitative research, there have been qualitative studies that were built around resilience theory. For example, Baldwin, Maldonado, Lacey, and Effinger in 2004 examined the resilience of women leaders using phenomenological study using semi-structured open-ended questions, finding that personal life issues and discrimination based on both gender and race were barriers towards feeling successful. However, they accepted the adversity and bounced back into careers. It can also be used for leadership coaching. Smith in 2015 conducted a study based in resilience theory that helped identify eight participants' experiences. So it's useful for leadership coaching in that way. Here's a bit of a literature review. Among the elements considered for a literature review were the issues related to neurodiversity hiring, integration of neurodivergent employees, and empowerment. Multiple issues related to autistic and neurodiversity hiring have been examined by researchers. These include the attitudes of hiring managers, the attitudes of autistic employees in Germany, and both the jobs desired and barriers autistic U.S. college and university students face. I could be honest with you, there is quite a bit of research done on this in the last 3 to 5 years. If I was to write everything out, it would be substantial. The literature review would probably be 20 or 30 pages, and probably will be in the final study because there's so much done in the last few years. Neurodiversity hiring has had a considerable amount of books and academic articles written about the topic. Dunn, 2024, Smith and Kirby in 2022, and Honeyborn 2020 have all written about how neurodiversity hiring can best be done, including accommodations for the newly hired and how to create the best environment for the employees. Now, empowerment among autistic adults has been limited to U.S. college students, such as the Autistic Self-Advocacy Network in 2020. However, it's not limited to white middle-class men, as autism and neurodiversity knows no class or race, as demonstrated by Omezia. Now, she wrote a book on autism among Black people, and I think it was a very good book on empowering Black people and seeing that their experiences are just as worthy of consideration as it is for whites. So here are the methods and procedures. Individuals will be divided into those who have a diagnosis of autism and those who self-identify as being autistic. A structured interview will be conducted for each interested person to find out their suitability for the program. To ensure that no bias is shown during the questioning, the questions in the interview will be reordered and or rewarded for each of the groups. This was demonstrated by Lillebow in 2021 as her use of this method reduced the likelihood of any bias in her dissertation. This study will look into the experiences the participants have had with their work and what is occurring while they participate in the program. Individual interviews will be conducted. However, to gain a better sense of what the participants are thinking, there may be focus groups at various intervals, as a group can interact with one another to better discuss their experiences. Now, there's also a drawback that you don't get a sense of true authenticity. There may be an inhibiting factor. So it's a possibility. It's not a definite. So I did a pilot interview online with a former work colleague of mine who was based in the United Kingdom and was conducted in a non-structured format. MS came to the firm via an apprenticeship so he could better learn the requirements of the job. A discussion of the hiring practice in the United Kingdom showed that there was less of a focus on education since he did not have a university degree. However, the greater support as there were meetings on a regular basis with the managers to determine how things were going. He progressed and completed the program in 2022. He since has left the firm. Our conversation focused on the team he worked with and the support he received from managers and coworkers alike. As I've just mentioned, he's left the company to work for an insurance company. And the main themes to emerge from discussion were autism traits, support, training, and success. And I cannot emphasize success enough for this gentleman. He has really earned every bit of success, and I wish him the best. So these are my references, and I thank you for watching.